I've got a pair of Focal Solo 6BEs, so this is the older model. It's been updated recently, and the power switches on these are not great, so I looked for a solution because mine came apart. This piece just fell off. Then inside you can see there's two of these that made a contact when it clicks, but yeah, the switch itself just falls out. Plastic has a small thing that keeps it in place and it easily wears away, or it breaks off and then the switch just falls off and then you can't use the switch anymore, so then you need to replace it. So I've opened up the unit here and this is the amp part. I undid one fastener here to loosen up this cable so I had more room to play with, and I got rid of a fastener here to give me more wiggle room here. I'm going to replace those because those are there with a reason. It's all there to keep things from rattling and vibrating. And this is the inside of the power switch. And you can see there's these four connectors. I've pulled up the sleeve of this one before I pry it off. And as you can see, they're all covered with these sleeves, these black sleeves. And inside there is the translucent silicone. It's all there to keep the air tightness of the cabinet and to stop vibration within the cables and to stop the vibration from letting the cables come loose. I used a hairdryer and a regular cutter to cut open the sleeve and then loosen it up with the hairdryer, and I pulled out the silicone that was in between those cables. I have a new switch. This one has an LED inside. I didn't want the LED, but this is the one they had. I got another one earlier. I got this one, which doesn't have any LED and was cheaper, but it only has two connectors, and you need the one with four connectors because there is four cables. So I got this one, which has four connectors. Of course, I have replacement silicone. So this is translucent silicone, for which you need a silicone gun. And I have new sleeving to put around the cables once I have the new switch in place. So these switches come with a small piece here that keeps the switch in place. So you slide it in from the outside and it clicks into place. So you can also see that there's a small one here and probably on the other side. So I have to push those in to remove it. But yeah, all these sleeving here that is melted on is keeping things in place for now. So it's going to be a bit of work to pry that loose. So we'll see how that goes. So I did a bit of research, and these are apparently non-locking spade connectors. So sometimes there's a locking mechanism in there because, as you can see on here, there is holes in those plates. And some of the connectors will actually lock in those holes. And if that's the case, you need to unlock them before pulling them out. So now that I've got a better view, you can actually see this small tab inside, and it actually means it is locking. So what you need to do is pushing in on this tab and then pulling it up and it comes off. And just repeat that with the other four. So now that the cables are off, remember which one is which. Now that they're off, I kind of whacked the old switch slightly with a hammer because it was quite firm in there. That did the trick. It has loosened up, so now I can wiggle it out. There it is. Not too many issues taking that out once it was loose. Yeah, you can see here this clip here at the top. So there's one on each side, and you press it in to get it through the hole. But yeah, it might not work just by pushing that in and pushing it down. So I needed a hammer because it was quite firm. I'm not sure if there's any glue on there, but yeah, so now I need to put in the new switch. Hopefully it fits as intended. Reattach the cables, check if it works, and then seal it up. So the new switch is in. Of course, make sure to angle it correctly. It's quite important, otherwise you're gonna get messed up. Because the other speaker still has the original switch, so it would cause you to turn one on instead of off. And then on the inside, you can see that the clip here has locked it into place. So now I have to attach the cables, which should simply be sliding them on, and test it. But I think I might add the sleeve first, because otherwise I have to take off the cables to put the sleeve on later, so that doesn't sound fun. So I'm gonna put the sleeve on, slide it up over the connectors, attach the connectors, slide the sleeve down, and then test. So as I feared, the sleeve is slightly too tight to fit over the actual switch. I'm actually going to take this long piece of tubing and wrap it around, so the bottom part should keep itself in place. And for the top part, I'm going to slide it under itself to keep it in place, but I need to put the silicone in before I heat shrink it. I'm using a hairdryer, so it is going to take a bit longer to heat shrink than with a heat gun. But apparently it is better for the silicone, because with a heat gun you might actually cook the silicone, which could be detrimental. So yeah, I'm going to try that now.